Alright, today, this evening I guess to say, I'll be making, it'll be a variety of things, but the main course I guess would be the roasted chicken breast. I'll be doing skin on, bone on. It should be really easy. I'm going to take out a few normal steps that I do just to make it more simple. You're going to want to start with your chicken breast. Get that out of the freezer right away. Start with that. Right. Freezer. Right. Now, if you've seen my videos, I'm not a person who thaws things out very often. Anyways, you're going to want a chicken breast. This is mine here. You can see it's frozen and all, so it's right through it all. Anyways, see the bone. I bought a whole chicken and I did it myself. Anyways, get your oven on to 400. All right. Get your oven to 400. Grab yourself a little pan. All right, you want a little pan like so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna turn this over to here, I guess. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is run the chicken under the water. I should turn the video over to here real quick, I guess. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just literally run the chicken under the water real quick, just so the skin is now moist, because before, you know, it's so dry frozen basically. So there. Okay. Alright, I'll put this over on the counter here. Turn this over to here. Alright. I think we have a good view there, right? Okay, so now I'm going to turn the light on and turn it on. Alright, so now we're going to grab some chicken, and or some salt, sorry, and we're going to salt the chicken. You know, I'm going to say this is probably close to, you know, less than a quarter teaspoon I just sprinkled on there. I'm sprinkling my salt on first because my chicken is frozen. The salt will actually start to, you know, help defrost the outside and skin. So anyways, once you get that done, if you feel like getting a little, because it's wet on your hand, and just make sure all the chicken's nice. Alright, and then you can put on some, put on some pepper here. Alright, now season the entire chicken, not just, you know, the skin area, because the flavor is going, when you turn the chicken and stuff, it's going to need to drop down through other sides. So anyways, let's get that all done up there. Now I like a lot of pepper, so, you know, a lot of it will drop down into the, alright, so that's pretty nice, maybe a little sprinkling more. Alright. Alright, so I guess you can see here, I should bring it closer to show you the salt and pepper on the chicken. Is that a good close up there? Alright, I got a wet chicken hand here, so I'm trying to do this until I can get my hand washed. Anyways, just stick her in. Oh, I was drying, let me just take these out. They were drying earlier. I was drying my bread pans. I'll just pull those out real quick. I like to dry them right out from the, as soon as I got them washed. I like to dry them out. Alright. Now I put the chicken in. Alright, put it at least into the middle there. I'm just going to rinse my hand. Well, I'll wash my hand, but rinse it first and then wash it. Get the chicken juice off. Alright. Oakley dokley. That's good. Put those aside here. Now what we're going to want to do, the chicken started. You know, I don't put a timer on my chicken, because while I start the whole meal and I'm constantly on the chicken, turning it and going to be giving it a get a little spoon and make sure to keep it moist and everything. What I want to do right now is get my potatoes started. I'll be making mashed potatoes tonight. I thought about making scallop, but I love my mashed potatoes, and I think I'm just gonna be eating these separate than when I made my shepherd's pie. I made mashed potatoes too, but these are gonna be just you know, not part of the meal itself, like included in the building of the meal. This will be a side dish, the mashed potatoes. So, anyways, we're gonna want a pot for that. Grab yourself a knife. You want yourself, myself, the one chicken breast right there is 2 meals for me. So I'll be making myself 2 portions of potatoes to go in here. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, don't forget that. Yeah, okay. Well, I just thought to grab yourself a smaller pot than this, because I forgot I was going to make carrots with this too, and carrots take longer to cook than potatoes. So anyways, grab yourself a smaller pot for the carrots. Alright, so I just got my box of produce over here. I'm just going to trim up. Oh, let me just move this aside here. Do I got enough room here? Alright, anyways, I'm just going to trim up my carrot here, and my carrots were down in the cellar, so they you got to keep an eye on them, rotate your cellar food. Make sure that nothing's going to go bad, or if it is going bad, that you get it out and not touching other food. Alright, so you see I make the one video. I'll grab my little cloth here. I make the one video for my carrot jalapeno cake, and that is because if I see some carrots starting to go a little soft or something, I'll make a large cake there, and I can always freeze my cakes. Sometimes what I do too is I dice up all the carrots myself, and I just freeze the carrots just like frozen before they go bad. But you know, I got just a little room in the freezer compared to down in the cellar. So anyways, I think you've seen me make carrots, slice up carrots before. I chop it up the middle, not all the way up to where about the size that I like, and my potatoes or carrots here are very big carrots. So now I don't know if this is the safest way for everybody to cut. I've always cut this way. The knife is, I guess, pretty sharp, but alright. A little water in this. No, I don't shave these down. You saw I just ran the knife a little bit on them to take out the darker, bumpier edges. But everyone knows, or should know, that a lot of your vitamins are in the actual peel itself. So just a little water over the carrots. Alright. Rinse them out once if you really want. Again. Now, you want a good amount of water in your carrots. They're going to be cooking for a while, and they're going to be reducing, and we're going to be using some of the juice out of the carrot before it boils all down. So anyways, get that on max. Start that up there. Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to get on to our potatoes and get that covered for a little while until it starts boiling. Okay, so now we can get the potatoes out. Now what I'm going to do is show you how not to waste any of your potato. We're going to start over. Oh, better bring that just in case I need it. Again, we're going to get over to the sink here. So I got the little hiccups. We're going to wash our potatoes. Okay. Now you get some people who really are bad at peeling potatoes and waste a lot. And that's a pity in a way. But if you got your kids doing it or something, there's a way to make everything a little more fun here. So let's get all these potatoes shuck up here. Right, hang over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just peel a potato like normal, but instead of little pieces, try to make them to a degree, like here, try to show you. Turn your potatoes around like this. See how I just did that? And try to keep your entire peel the best you can. Don't worry about the thickness as much. Try to keep it thin, but try to go about that wide of your peel, and try to keep your peel as intact as you can. So that's a peel. There's a little piece here or there. I'll just skid those off like that, like that. Throw those in the little bowl over there. But that's it. Now I'll be showing you why you want to do this. But anyways, we're going to cut our potatoes up. There we go. So again, I'm going to cube it up. Show you about like that. So okay. So again, don't start on a thin side. Start on a fat side, but not right in the middle. Try to stay off to the side a bit and just start turning. And it's not very hard. I don't know why people think it's hard to peel an orange or something like that. If it does break, it's not the biggest issue. Sometimes you get through the eyes or something like that and they tear. Just try to make sure to keep, because you don't want to get too many small pieces, because they're going to cluster up at the bottom of what we're going to be making with this. So anyways, if there's just a little sore, I don't even care if there's sores or anything in these. I don't know if you've ever had a bag of potato chips and you see that there's a little black chip or something in there, and those have always been my favorites and a lot of people. All right, so again, just this is a round potato, a little different. It's not really an oval or anything. So now this is a snack you can have for today or tomorrow too. There, so a little blemish there. Pull that out. Right. That's small enough. Cut that one a little smaller. Alright. Cut this one. Side there. There. Alright. Not interesting to cut potatoes, but guess not everybody knows how to do everything, but if it helps one person, even this is great. Alright, a little blemish off there. Alright, I've seen people, I remember, some people there were younger when they're cutting potatoes and they're trying to cut round potatoes with a big knife on a chopping board, and, it might not be the, for somebody that doesn't know how to use a knife, the safest way I'm doing it. If you know how to use it, a knife to any degree, you should be able to, use the knife the way I am. This is just a regular paring knife, so there we go. Alright, let's chop this one up here. Alright, and my last big one here. Alright, get down in there. Alright. Oh, that's a little thin. A little ribbon there. That might burn a little for what we're going to be making. Alright, now the oven is at full throttle right now. It has been for a little while. Alright. And there we go. A little blemish there. Yeah. Oh, one more there. There. Alrighty. Cut the potato down the middle. Cut the potato down the middle. And little pieces. Alright. Now we're going to rinse our potatoes out. I stir them around with my hand to get the starches that are just on top all coated, just to get them out a little. And then just fill them up over the potatoes. Now again, we're going to be using some of the juice from the potatoes to be helping later with some of our gravy here. Alright, so now this here, you're going to want to grab a good stainless steel pot or something you don't mind necessarily putting in the oven. Something you can shake and move around. A baking pan is good. I'm going to grab myself just a regular baking pan here. You can moisten or wet, rinse out your baking pan or whatever. If it's, some people pre-coat their pans, I know that. I'm just going to rinse mine out a little. There you go. I haven't used this one in a while, and I don't know if it's dusty, but I haven't made chips in a while either like this, so. Okay, anyway, so this is what you're going to pretty much want right here. Something like this. You just go ahead and throw them in there like this. Alright, now you're going to see why the idea of having them all puff up like this is. Okay, so, we got a little boil here happening. I'm going to turn this down here to probably about a 4. A little less than half. So anyways, here, depending on what you like, I personally like some salt and vinegar. But what you're going to want to start with is you're going to want to start with a little bit of oil. Alright, so just, I don't know, yeah, you can see I think well enough. We're not even going to be putting, a teaspoon, or, a little more than a teaspoon here. But just try to drizzle it a little everywhere while you do it. Alright, now what we're going to do, try to just use one hand, is turn it all around on itself. Alright, not a lot of oil, just enough so everything's coated up nicely. Okay, now you can just, if you just like plain, I'm going to, if you understand potato chips, you'd understand that a potato chip is heavily salted to a degree. So don't worry about really how much salt you put on. Most of it will probably fall off in the cooking process, but it's the potato chip you want to make sure to get really well flavored. So anyways, I just put the salt in right now. I'm going to give this again a nice little flips around in here and make sure everything gets coated up nice. Dash a little more salt again. There. Alright, now make sure, try not to leave any of the smaller pieces on the bottom so they don't fry or anything and they more or less bake. The oil is there to give them the nice color you want. So you just turn them all around. Pretty much skin side up is what you're going to be trying to do with the majority of them, because that's how you know that because obviously the skin has the arc. So if you're putting that down, it's going to cook like that. Yeah, you can see it. So it's going to cook without being downside. All right, so. That's as simple as you're going to be doing that. Move your chicken aside in the oven. And I can hear it crickling and crackling. And you're going to put it in. Now, just take a peek here. Oh yeah, the chicken is starting to look nice. Okay. Now I'm just going to wash my hand off here. That had all this oil on it. Alright, now, chicken in there, it's here, alrighty, now we should have put this on here now, put that on the potatoes. We're going to turn our potatoes on to max 2, so now we got the carrots ready and rolling. We put the salt back away, and the chicken's on here. It's already been close to 15 minutes here. I think, let me just, oh yeah, a little more than that. So got step 1 done, step 2 done. carrots. What we're also going to want is a little spoon, and we're going to want to get a little cup of water. Try to get your teaspoon that I guess has the, you know, a good metal one, but one that has the biggest bowl shape, I guess. All right, said that. A little water. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do is this pan is going to be really hot in here. That we're taking the chicken out in here. And you're going to hear it crickling and crackling. I think you can hear it. All right. And the juice is just starting to run down. So you can use the spoon. You don't need to use the spoon quite yet, but just see if I can just. We're just going to pour a little water on the chicken, nothing big. Some people would use oil or something. I'm not going to use oil. The oil is going to come shortly from the chicken itself. It's a little frozen right now. So anyways, there you go. You just get her in like that. Move your chicken. And you'll notice it's started to slightly stick if it has a little. And you can hear that's the drippings that it started already. Get them all moved around. Okay. And the water is just, I don't know if you can, you can see it there, but it's, you know, it's already a nice brown color. Just start coating your chicken with it like that. And you're going to want to do this. I can't almost say you can do it too often, but you know, you want to keep your chicken. I'm taking it out for a while right now, but just to give you a good show of what I'm doing, I normally do this right in the oven. So, just so I'm not losing too much heat on the chicken. So anyways, there you go. Throw that. Keep this. You want to keep this side here, your the bone side towards the front of the oven, and you want to leave the fat breast side towards the back of the oven all the time when you're cooking this. All right. That's it with that. Now, you can just leave your spoon right inside the water here. We'll be using this again for other things. What else do we have to get started here? This is ready here. That's ready there. The potato skins are in there. You're going to want to grab yourself an onion. Grab yourself an onion and a cutting board. A knife. Now usually when I would make the chicken, or especially when I make a whole chicken, if I'm going to make one that big, what I do is I take an onion and I chop it up and I pretty much put my chicken on the bed of onions. You can also put some celery and carrots down in the bottom there, and they're going to end up turning into a really, really good sauce that you can make things with, but it also just a vegetable accompaniment you can almost put with anything. So, I was just going to grab the onion. Alright. Okay. I got an onion that was just down in the cellar too, so if you've seen me peel an onion, alright. Peel an onion. I'm just going to cut the back side, peel off one way, okay, peel off the other way, and then I'm going to just dig under the one skin side there. Now this is a blemish, just got a little bad on it. That don't hurt nothing, just in the skin. See? So, if you saw an onion, if you've ever seen an onion, literally layers of an onion, you'd think it's bad. See, this whole side of the onion is still really good over here, like that, see, so we still got a good piece of an onion. There's just a little skin side there. There's just layers of an onion, so there, perfectly good onion still. I don't even actually need this much onion. This is just going to be to help with my gravy. So all I'm going to do right now is take that, like I say, rather than let the onion go bad or anything like that, You can just peel up a little bit. I'm going to put this back in the fridge, that little piece. Right. A little bowl here. Bowl, set that aside. That'll go into the fridge. So anyway, you can get yourself out a big knife if you want right now, but you know, it's just a little piece of onion, and so. All right. So what I'm going to do here actually is I'm going to cut it into a few slices. All right. That. I'm going to cut it once in half, and then I'm going to see how small I can make these pieces. Oh, a little piece of onion flew and the cat went for it. Funny thing is the dog, I know, will eat it. Alright, now you don't want very big pieces of onion. This is going to be in our gravy. So, it's pretty, just to show you about how much there is. It isn't very much, especially when we cook this, it's going to break down to even more. Now, I also like mushrooms. Let me just where did I put my okay. If you've seen my video on common morel mushroom, you'll know how to get the, or you know, I tell you how to get these. So anyways, I'm just going to put in one. I don't need very much. You know, this was a lot bigger when it was still wet. But, you know, so I'm just going to put in one. Mushrooms are good. They give the same vitamins, some of the same vitamins the sun gives. And it's funny because they grow pretty much, you know, not in the sun. So anyways, you can see how dry this is. You can literally just, mine I can just crumble up like that. I don't even have, I was going to use the knife, but I can just show you there that it literally just crumbles like this. Now this will just turn into the gravy pretty much into like nothing. You won't even notice that it's really there. As you can see, it's just, you know, you could crumble this to a powder and no human would ever know. Now a morel mushroom, the shaggy manes have no taste at all. Like if you're gonna eat them and bite them in, you know, they have a little earthy taste. When you put them in like this into a gravy, they got no taste at all. Nobody will even know that little bit is there. And that's actually got, you know, quite a lot of good nutrients that the body needs in it, and it's hidden away. So you're going to want these two items. Looks like this is just about to start boiling. I could hear it. This guy's already nice. We can put this aside. I'm going to be putting this in a little bowl. Fridge. Okey-dokey. Now, you will still want, what else? Okay, so that's going to go in, that's going to go in. Oh, so this is just about ready. I'm going to turn that down too. Put that down to about 4 or 5 in there. There's a little more water in this one. Should have maybe used a slightly bigger pot, but alright, we're pretty good with that. We're gonna start to want to make a gravy too. The gravy is going to be starting shortly enough. We can probably combine most of the ingredients in a bowl. Or sorry, not in a bowl. We're going to be mixing them in this little bowl here. So we're just not going to do it until we're kind of more close to ready. And then I need to get another little bowl. I'm going to get a regular bowl, just a regular bowl, like that. And you could, it doesn't have to be a fancy, you know. I guess I don't even need any form of fancy bowl. It's just going to be my other little bowl here. There, just need that there. Just needs to be a little bowl. We're going to be putting the juice that starts to get collected from the chicken. Can you see? Oh, you can see the bowl in the video. I should need to put it we're going to be putting the chicken drippings into this bowl here as they come along, and they're going to start producing fairly fast. This has already been a little while again longer. Now, drippings and the juice are going to come from the water we're adding here. All right, so you can almost, I guess to say, see that there's very little juice left in here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to, you're going to see it come out. Okay, so that's the juice that started to come out. And you're going to see the little oily bubbles on the top of it. Okay, so now I'm just going to sprinkle a dash more water here. All right. A little more than about a tablespoon. I'm just going to coat it all up again like this. All right. Move the chicken, scrub up the little areas. Those are where all the flavor is in those areas. You'll start to see stuff turn, the brown and the gold will start. That's why you know you got to start moving things. And let's give this a nice coating again. Over here. All right. So I guess just turn this. See if I can show you the chicken breast how it started here. So you just grab let it drip down on. All right. Again, put your breast side to the back. All right. Now I'm gonna pull out. Oh, they're looking up nice. I don't know if you're going to take them out and let you hear them. This pan's just a little hot here. I'm not using my gloves, so I think you can hear them, squeaking away. All right. And now, I don't know if you can see. I guess I can drop any here. Yeah, I guess you can just. No, there isn't very much, but it's going to start to collect. The carrots are starting to pop. I'm going to get a little fork, just a little one. And move the carrots around here. Little. Oh, I love the smell of the carrots, nice and sweet. These are more like horse carrots than a regular common store carrot, I guess, in a way. But anyways, they're starting to, you can almost pick these up. So they're pretty much getting close to being ready. All right. I have a problem with those. Now, what else do we have here? Chicken's good. That and that. Yeah, I think we're pretty much on a roll here. If you don't have your flour handy, I guess you should say get the flour out. I'm not, I'm just sticking around here and I'm not in any rush, the oven's working nice and it takes every few minutes you gotta get back on the chicken. When I start this gravy shortly, I'm just gonna need a little more of this, but, oh, you know what, I just thought I didn't actually need that. I needed, I needed a pan to cook the gravy in, so, grab me a pan. All right, now I feel like there we go. See, there's another little incident made. Okay, so there you can clearly see how much I had in here. Okay, now I'm just gonna actually rinse it out, get all that juice oily juice that I got left, because that don't matter. All right, there we go. Now put this in the sink. You don't actually need it. Wash it real quick. I got time to wash it. Alright. Just gonna wash my little chicken container I took out of the freezer. There we go. right. Now the idea of getting the juice here for the pan, the reason I was keeping that on the side is because usually when I'm making a whole chicken, I got a whole bunch and I just use a little bit of it. And I usually just put it, the rest in the freezer or whatnot. But this, I'm just doing a small single breast, so it's going to be just a little bit of juice here coming off. I'll have to make a video on showing how I take a whole chicken and I cut it into 4. You get the two breasts and the two quarters, I guess, the thigh and the drumstick together. But then you also get the 2 wings also, and that's the the little whatever you wingette and drumette, if you will. So, and the piquette or piquette, or if you're nobody really eats that, but you keep all that stuff and it makes a lot of flavor and juice and broths for other things. So when I'm done eating my chicken breast, when I'm actually I'll clean it generally before I put it on my plate. This video I'll probably just put the piece on my plate to show it, and just take a bite from it, and then when I cut the video, what I'm probably going to do is take the chicken breast off, remove the bone and the skin and all that, clean up, so I'm just eating my, so I'm not doing that on my plate. And then I'm actually going to keep all the bones and the skin, and I'm going to throw it back in a little boiling pot of water for a while. And I'm just going to collect all the flavors out of that, because that's also where all you don't really want to be eating the skins, and of course you're not going to be sitting there eating chicken bones. But there's a lot of nutrients still in the bones and such, and a lot of flavor in that skin, especially like me. I just put salt and pepper because I don't plan on eating the skin, even though it is sort of delicious, especially if you can get it really crispy. Oh, is it ever good then? But if it's ever wiggly or anything like that, or the edges where it's maybe not as crispy, I'll never ever eat that. I know the cats and the dogs love it too, but they shouldn't be eating it either. So Shikins and the dog right now is just pacing all around me, and so are the cats, because they can all smell the chicken cooking. They love chicken, because I don't put very much on it. It's super simple: salt, pepper. You know what I mean? Like I say, if you feel like taking your onion here and laying it down in the pan, the only reason I'm not doing that is because it makes to show you the juice and how I'm picking it up a lot harder. So I just figured I'll put the onions in the pan with the mushrooms when I'm going to make my gravy. Now, you've probably heard of onion gravy, and you've probably heard of mushroom gravy, and you've probably heard of chicken gravy. This is just to help give me a little bit of flavor, but when I make these meals, I make what I call my chicken pea gravy. I'm actually going to use peas in the gravy itself, kind of like as a little bit of eye pleaser, but just because of how I eat it on my mashed potatoes and stuff, I think it always presents real nice. And I thought it'd be nice for this video anyways, and it's kind of funny when you say, especially to children, you want some chicken pea gravy on your mashed potatoes, and a lot of kids will give you that double look, and even an adult will. You want to poke, I should move back over here a little, just a bit, make sure I get everything here. You want to poke your potatoes, and how you know when potatoes or carrots mostly are cooked is you see how it's taking a while to slide back off? I'll grab another one here. They should break it should cut like butter, if I was to say, So if you're gonna grab one, they shouldn't be coming back up at all. So if you're a lot of them aren't, but some of them are still wanting to come back up. See, there you go. They shouldn't. They should either cut through like it's really warm butter. Again, we'll try these. See how these are just still holding? Like I said, carrots take longer. Always start them first. Pretty hard, turnips are pretty hard, and vegetables like that. So, anyways, now you're gonna notice the bubbles are all starting to turn orange in here, but my water level is, I'm starting to trying to get the carrots under the water level, and we can actually turn the carrots up just a bit because the water level is about there right now, and the more bubbles will actually cover over the rest of the carrots and evaporate more water at the same time. So we're going to maybe just slide him on a little more. It increases the heat too. You don't actually have to turn up the heat sometimes, just putting the lid on a certain more will capture more of the heat. So anyways, alright, now let's get down to this chicken again. Oh, I need that. Let's pull out the chicken. It's been about another 10 minutes in there. Alright, oh, I can hear her crackling nice. Alright, now I'm going to see how much, now when I do, I try to use the back of my spoon and give my chicken a little squeeze at the same time. So we're going to see how much juice is in it this time. Oh, see, and that is mostly oil there. That does not have a lot of water or moisture left for me in there. Okay, so again, I'm just going to put a little bit on. There's a little more in a tablespoon. Let's say about a tablespoon and a half. Alright, and I'm going to just let it roll around the bottom. And I guess I can show you more clear right now. Shouldn't have put that water in. Ooh, it's a little warm, but I can do that. Okay, now if you can see up here, close up, close up, close. See how it's starting to turn brown up here? This is actually what you want. So what you're going to want to do is get your juice. See how your juice there comes down? You want to get your juice down in there, and that's what you want to actually turn around like that. And then you're going to see your juice turn darker and darker. And the smell is just, oh, delicious. So anyway, just get it all up. And then you're going to scoop up your juice and just sprinkle it back on top. Now there's a lot of oil, chicken oil that's going to come in chicken flavor that you're just going to keep going back on. Now, you notice how the pepper is staying here, and as well would be the salt would be there too. The salt would dissolve a little too, but dissolve into the chicken more or less. But that's how I can keep the pepper there is because I had cooked it a little and let it kind of dry cook on just onto the skin. Okay, see, so now you can get a nice one here. Now I'm gonna actually take that juice that I just did on this run and drop it in here too. Okay, and I'm not going to leave any juice down in the bottom here. I'm going to put the chicken back in all the way to the middle, the breast out to the back, and the rack towards the front. All right, now you can, that's got a good layer on the bottom now started. I'll be making gravy myself, like, really one breast is, you can make a good gravy for, 2 people just from the juice that comes out, I'd say. Now, once you get the skin and the bone, you can easily make gravy for another 2 people with that amount. Like, that was, I think, a 3-pound chicken I got, and, that's got to be close to 1.5 pounds for the 2 breasts. That means that's probably that breast in there is probably close to a 3/4 pound breast once I remove the skin and bone. I don't need to eat 3/4 pound of chicken breast. That's far more than I'll ever need to eat, even half of that. And then most of the time I'll even make 3 meals out of this, because I'll end up making hot chicken sandwiches. And when I make my gravy, I take my chicken and I make it in the gravy at the same time, and I chop it all up so it's fine, so that it's very broken up. And I, just take 1 piece of bread and I put the, I'll make a video of that one too, definitely one time. What I kind of do with my leftover chicken, because I don't think there's enough videos out there to show you what you do with your leftovers and little things like I did with my pie crust. So I know I talk a lot in my videos, but I don't want to edit anything I'm doing, and I'm trying to keep this, and I know there's little tips and suggestions I can give to people that I can think of while I'm kicking around here, and you can see if I make mistakes and I'm not editing. So the water was boiling right up. I kind of wish I could pick up the camera so more easily than I have it set up. I have it set up to swirl back and forth nicely, but I think Yeah, the potatoes are, you know, see how they're still sticking a little, but they're pretty much done. Alright. Little piece of potato peel survived somehow. Teeny weeny little piece. Alright. So what I'm going to do with this is I still want the water to reduce a little more. Yeah, I know you guys all want a little piece of chicken. Yeah. I know. Now, that chicken has been in for, and that was from frozen. I'm looking at the time here. The chicken's been in for 40, yeah, by the time I talked a little, yeah, almost 45 minutes already. And that's, like I say, from frozen. So, you know, people think chicken takes a long time to thaw, and then they put it in the oven, you know, chicken breast without, you know, a small chicken breast with no bone, no skin can be at 20-25 minutes in the oven. You know, if it's not, you know, just a little small breast, you know, something like, you know, about that big. But you know, if you got a really plump breast, you might need 30-35 minutes. Now in a rack, it actually kind of helps you a little. But when you're cooking, when you can cook it in a little bit of moisture, it can also, you know, it won't essentially boil in its own juices, and I don't want to eat boiled chicken. I want roasted chicken. So it's a little harder to roast a chicken breast because you can't have a juice present underneath it. You'd have to do it on a rack or something. You know, like I have a little, they're down in here. I have little racks that you can, you know, set in and then put a pan underneath so that the chicken actually, you know, if you don't have no bone or you don't have no skin. But then, like I say, you usually want to put like a bed underneath there of onion, something that's constantly making a flow of moisture upwards, you know, so it's like steaming, but it's not boiling, and it still roasts it on the outside. And, you know, you don't really want to do that in a pot or anything, because a pot, again, will make a steamer, and you don't want to steam. So that's why I have mine just straight out in the oven in a big enough pan that if a little bit of oil starts splattering or anything, it won't make the biggest mess. You don't want just, you know, if you're going to make 2 chicken breasts, you might want an even bigger pan in there. Sometimes I do two chicken breasts at the same time. All right, this has already been, almost about 7-8 minutes here. So I'm going to pull her out again. Alright, we're going to see here. Oh, don't need that. I want a little spoon here. Okay, so I'm going to give a little squeeze. We're going to see how much juice comes out of this one. Not that much. Just a few drops. Alright. Now, on this one, I'm actually going to flip it. Alright. That's why I took it out a little sooner. I don't want the bottom to get dried out, very much dried out. I want the oils down there now. I'm not going to put no water down in it. What I'm actually going to do is take a little bit back of this juice real quick, and I'm going to pour it on the bottom side of my chicken, right here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is take my, I should just push this over a bit. I'm going to take my knife, and I'm just going to put right down where the bone is. I'm going to cut down alongside of it. So it's kind of like removing the chicken from the bone right now, okay? So, I'm going to have to put this down just to, yeah, that's not too hard. Put that underneath there, okay? So, you're just going to go down right beside the bone. Now you can see where the bone is, okay? So, but just in the middle. You don't have to make a cut everywhere. Just going to go down by the bone and in the middle. And what that's going to do is act as a hole to let juice in and out now, because we're going to juice from the top. It's going to pour on through, heat, and keep it nice and moist. You don't want to start punching this full of holes or anything, but just think if the bone wasn't there. So you essentially want to make a nice line, like I say, go right in there, and you just want to, you know, wiggle along the bone. Now you don't have to make it more than about 1 inch wide, and just wiggle a little, but you want it in the center where the thick area is. Alright, you can even wiggle your knife a little to make sure that space is in there. It doesn't hurt none. Okay, now the minute you do that, you probably have released yeah, a little bit of juice when you did it, not very much, but you want to fill up that hole now, and you'll see it fills right up because the chicken will sit back on its, or squeeze back on itself. So now you got the chicken. You put a little more if you want, doesn't hurt nothing. You know, you're looking for some color here. This is going to help color the chicken, as well as that's where the flavors are coming in the color. So again, put the breast part back, and you'll be good there. All right. Now, because that little extra time, it's been basically 10 minutes. So we did that with the chicken. Now the carrots are really over. There's not much juice left here in these carrots, which is a good thing. We're almost done with the juice. All right. Now this. Bet you I can do this and it won't even, it probably will board over in a second, but alright. Now, potatoes, if you've ever, you can see it, the starches start to come out of a potato, they stick to the side. Now, my personal potatoes, I like to put that starch back in. I just like to get surface starch when I'm rinsing the potatoes out, one thing. Alright, now, see, some of them are so big that they're still, you know, but some of them are just going nice right about there. And nice. You don't want to have mashed carrots here. We want to, I'm just going to be just doing a simple boil on my carrots. You know, I don't need to add any crazy seasonings or anything. I like carrots just the way they are. Sometimes I don't think you need to do something special to something. All right. So, when you're doing your mashed potatoes ahead of time, you can use margarine, you can use butter, or you can use a little bit of oil, and then you can use some milk or cream. The oil is to help. I guess give the fluffiness more or less, make everything not like potato as a, you know, it's starchy, so it has like a, you know, a roughness to it, if you will. As soon as you add a little butter or something, it softens them up a lot, and the cream will make them, or the milk will obviously give it that creaminess to them. So you know, that's why you're going to want those two items in there. I use homogenized milk myself. I find it's far more creamy and you need a little less. If you're using skim milk to get the creaminess, you're going to need a lot more. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a potato soup. You know, it's just never any good, you know, to get that delicious creaminess. Butter also gives a far more a thick when you're using butter than if you're using margarine, or if you're using oil, you know, then you're really going to have thin mashed potato, you know, the potatoes will thin out again more. So, you know, just so if you want really thick mashed potatoes, butter and cream is really good. But most people don't just keep cream around the house, you know, some people do, but, you know, for coffee and such, but a lot of people just have milk homogenized. Here's a trick with homogenized milk, is all you have to do is add some water to it to bring its percentage down to 2%, 1%. So it's actually, you spend more money for 2%, and you spend even more money for 1. Because I can take homogenized milk at 3.25%, add quite a bit of water to it. When you actually do it at home to the ratio to what it tastes like, where somebody can't tell because they're blindfolded, you'll actually be surprised how much water you've put into the milk to bring that water level up to like 1% milk, or 1% fat. That's what it is, or cream, if you will. So you know, the way I see it is, buy yourself 3.25% if you like it more watery. I like my milk frozen, and when I get, you know, and there's little icicles, still crystals in there after thawing it back out, I love it. I think that's a really creamy milk because that's really creamy tasting. And it has little ice shards in it, so you don't taste it's water, but it just brings up the creaminess to it. So It's a good way to do it if you like a more creaminess, a more creamy milk. Freeze it, and then when it's partially frozen, it's real good. Also, if you just add ice to homogenize milk, I've always done that too. When it's really a hot day, it's really good. One of the best hydrators you'll ever have is ice cold ice in a glass of milk, and that's cools you down real nice, feels real good. So anyways, that's already been about 5 more minutes. We're gonna give it a little longer here on the oven. I hope giving you more good little tips. We can start on some of the things here. We will start here on our next. After I do the chicken one more time, I'm gonna start mashed potatoes. They need to sit for a little while to really let the potato itself get penetrated by the butter and the cream itself. You don't want to just whip it and put it on a plate. Especially when you're doing something where the mashed potatoes is part of the dish, like a shepherd's pie. You really want to let them sit for a while. The flavor really gets better. Anyways, you can. I don't know if you can. Clearly, you can see I have barely no juice left. Like there's still water, so they're not burning or anything. But anyways, that is pretty much where I want the carrot juice to be. So I'm going to take this off now, and I'm going to put this on over here now. Now the idea of this is to get more color now, more color from the chicken juice. Now by cooking this, I think before I started, I don't know if you can actually see the color. It's not as anywhere. Like chicken broth, pretty much color. A light yellow or light brown, a little yellowish. All right, so you can start to see the steam coming off of this. And what we're going to be doing is we're trying to evaporate some of the water here. Okay, so spend a couple extra minutes here already, and you're going to see the juice here now. You can hear it. There's a little more juice coming. Squeeze, and here comes the juice. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is put a little water again in the bottom here. Stir it around to get all that color up. Alright, now I'm going to coat the bottom one more time here with the juice, like this. And I'm going to flip it. Now you're going to see the chicken will have lost more of its pepper, which is a good thing. But as you coat, the pepper will start to come back on itself. Alright, so now pour that juice you got into your pan here. Alright, throw your chicken breast to the back, don't forget, rack to the front. Now, so you're going to start to see the color here start to darken, and it'll almost look like it starts to redden. Okay, it's almost going to look like it reddens here. Kind of like it does in the bottom of the pan. You're doing it here too, so like I say, it's going to look like it gets red. As it starts to cook and you add just, oh sorry, not this. You're going to add just a little bit of the carrot water. It doesn't take very much. Alright. And the carrot water it's sugary. More or less is what it is. It has some sugar in it. Sugar is going to caramelize more or less, even adding more to the color. And the orange, there is a little bit of orange in the watercolor if you were to look. Alright. Okay, now I'm going to put in my Almost there. I'm going to put in my mushroom here. It's dry, so I wouldn't put the wet mushroom in quite yet, but this is just going to help. It's going to help pick up the oils and give something to brown also. We're going to caramelize the onions shortly. There you go, and if you saw the color, oh, I wish I could have showed you. You would have just seen all the red come around all the bowl there. Oh, that's, you know, to describe the smell right now, definitely is not the smell of mushroom. It's the smell of, oh, it's hard to describe. It's almost a real meaty smell. I would almost want to describe this. I can smell the gravy wanting to start. Maybe I can get under here and get a little water all done at the same time. I'm going to try and see if we can see the color come up. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Let's try. Whoa! See what I almost did there? I almost put the plastic back on the burner. I'm trying to do too many things at once here. Okay, so anyways, you can see that there's some, you know, there's clearly some color coming in with everything here. Ooh, didn't burn. Good thing there was some water in here. It didn't burn. All right, now we're going to go to caramel, more or less break down and caramelize our onions. Okay. Now, a lot of people like to use butter and things, and you get more fats and more fats. I think there's enough fat in everything we got there with the chicken. You can just use a little water to do what I call water fry. So it doesn't take very much. Let it crawl across everything. And you'll see some. Wow, the onion smell in there all of a sudden just hit me. I just smelled it just now. It is so close to the same smell because of the mushroom that it's like a nice ground beef and onion right now smell. It's so meaty. It's so. All right. Color is really coming in there nice. See if we can get some more chicken juice here. Alright, give him a little flip. We're going to go back down along this bone here. Alright. Nice. Okay. Essentially, this chicken will be ready to come off the bone as soon as it's almost cooked. You can, if I was to open this up, you can almost see the color change. You know, it's not quite cooked yet, but you can get a good look at what the color looks like in there. Now, I'll pour some water here. And I'll pour you in here. Okay, now you can even take your spoon now that where that knife hole was. You know, get your spoon in there. Slide right up in. So you can see them on the other side of the bone here, see? Alright. Get right in. Follow that bone. I know, you're really smelling it, I know. Watch yourself. Alright, we're going to put that back in. Now, let's pull out our potatoes here, that we have, our potato peels we have here. I'm going to add just a dash more water here, just because I'm going to do the potato peels for a second. That up here, that up there. Okay, I'm going to grab another fork. Alright. right, now you can hear a little bit of the crunch, right? So, you know, some of the potatoes, you know, the ones maybe more in the, you know, that were sticking together or something might not be as cooked, but you'll notice that they have started already. Some of them are, I could say, like this. See? Yeah. That tastes like a plain chip right there. If I had you blindfolded, you wouldn't know that wasn't a plain chip. You can see how thin they are. You know what I mean? The moisture comes out of them while they're cooking. Yeah, that's a good chip. You don't want to eat these for supper. Now, here, I can show you. See, this was touching something, so it didn't cook the same. Obviously, you can see it's a little soft, but this is clearly done. Right there, crunchy. A little sour cream and onion dip, and those are really, really ridiculously good. I just do it because it's an awesome snack, and it's more or less what somebody would throw away and go buy at the store. Alright, throw those in there. A little more water, turn my pan. Throw some more water in my pan here. Now, the color here is now a really nice deep, starting to get a really nice brown. I'm going to bring that into C, or red, dark red brown. Okay, so let's see if we can get a good view of this. Just trying to get all the little. Okay, you see the red, you know, it's a nice darker color now. Now, another reason I put the peas in my gravy is because I'm going to have other, you know, there'll be a little bit of more or less texture in there that you don't want to tell that's there. The peas will, while you're popping them in your mouth and you squish them, will, this in there would just, you'll just think it was some peas that you squished too. So that's why you're not even going to tell that that's in the gravy itself. Onions, mushroom, good for the vitamins to throw in there. Alright, now you can probably take your carrots and turn all the juice that's maybe left out of them. You can see it's almost, you know, it's an orangey juice. You could, I could clearly see it from here. Anyways, now take these and don't put them back on this. I had them there on this particular burner for one reason. If you didn't know a stove, this usually it's this burner. Sometimes it's that one. It actually has a hole that goes right down to the oven. You can see the light from the oven right here. And it's actually really hot. If I was to say, take this and leave it here on the oven over here, this isn't going to melt. Nothing would happen here with this plastic thing. If I was to leave it here for probably 30 seconds, it would melt. It would right down melt right there because it is that hot coming out of here. Now that's the reason I had a little bit of juice left in here and I had them there because I wanted to keep the juice really, really hot. But now I'm going to take them off because I'm going to be moving the potatoes back there shortly. So anyways, I'm going to turn my potatoes off for now. And I don't want the potatoes that I got. This is a thick bottomed pan, so, you know, I'm just going to have it sit to the side. Now, we've got these onions here and everything all done up nice in color. You can see the, I don't know if you can actually see the juicy red in there and everything that's there. You know, I really hope you can see the colors that are that the onion have. The onions are going to release their color and all the taste of the oils and everything that are collected. So are the mushrooms. They've essentially just been the sponges right now for all the flavors and juices that I'm cooking off and letting the steam pull back everything back in. I'm going to get a little bit more water here. All right. Now the juice also from here, you know, it's adding to the flavor and the smell of, you know, obviously the vitamins that were in the juice of the carrots, which are going to be concentrated because that's the color of that nice orange colored juice you see going in here. I'm not going to be losing any vitamins anywhere in my carrots. You know, I only took off blemishes off the peel, gave them a good rub down. I left all the peel on. You know, I just chopped the head and the tail off. So, you know, and you're not, you know, there's almost no waste. You know, even the potato peels from my food here. Okay, now I'm going to take, because I'm going to be mashing these potatoes now. Actually, I'm going to do the chicken one more time, but I am going to add a little bit of this water right now. Now, when you add the potato juice, you'll notice, because it's starting to get starchy in here, you'll notice the way it bubbles sort of looks a lot thicker right away. So, might even need a little more than that. Alright. Now before I do the potatoes, I'm going to do the chicken one more time. Alright, now you're going to be able to show you here the fat has essentially come out from the chicken. Now the fat is starting to come out. Maybe you can hear the juice coming. Okay, now this is actually what I would say is this is going to give a lot of the flavor. If you can see it, it'll drop here. This is like some of the more solidified fat there, if you can see it. It comes from the skin and the bones and everything that sort of just kind of collect. Ooh, that chicken is smelling nice. Alright. Now, I'm going to leave that chicken in here again. Just turned her. Okay. Put her back in, breast side up to the back. Breast to the back and breast side up. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to pour more juice in here. Probably close to, well, more than a quarter cup. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing I just did here, but over the sink and get rid, well, maybe a little more juice here. Alright, I'm going to do this over the sink and get rid of the rest of the water. Alright. Now, because I turned off my stove a little while ago, there's a little moisture maybe left in there. Alright, grab yourself a potato masher, your butter, your milk. Okay, so you're going to want your butter, your milk. Now, you saw how much potato roughly I had. I can show you again. Now, I don't want to leave these off, so you can see how much to the top there I am and how big the pot is. So, you know, to me, I only eat one meal a day, really, so what I'm going to do here is in there, I want about close to about a tablespoon and a half to a tablespoon of butter. Okay, so you can see, you know, it's about a tablespoon there. Tablespoon and a half, maybe a dash more. Anyways, I'm going to put that, I'm going to put it right in the middle of my potatoes. I'm going to try to push a few potatoes on top. And I'm going to shut the lid back on them. Just put this on the side for now. Take your butter, wrap her back up, put it in the fridge. This a little stir here. Now the reason you want to keep this stirred and always breaking down the sides is because the fat and the juice literally start to color on the edges. I can probably break down and show you here. Get closer, get the steam away. Okay, can you see there's that little rim right here? That's the color, and it starts, you know, so you just got to break it like that and work it back in, and then you can clearly see the juice here, how dark brown, how nice brown it is. You know, it's got a reddish color to it. That's from the chicken itself. Will give you that reddish color. All right. I just realized that I used the fork. I was poking the carrots, but I haven't poked them back or anything. But I was using, you know, I don't need to anymore. But it's funny because I think I wouldn't have been able to reuse it again. But I just realized that. So, anyways, this is just starting to bubble up now again. We're gonna want this to reduce quite so. another good time. We want to get it reduced. That's going to get a lot of the flavor and the starches activated and more start to show us where we're going to be with a thick gravy in a bit because of the starches of the potato. So anyways, we can take this off right now, and you can probably start from the middle and probably find that lump of butter, and it's probably mostly done. Okay, I'm going to come here. You know, you really shouldn't mash your potatoes on your burner because you're adding pressure to the element and break. Oh, I'll lose the potato there. All right, now some people will try to mash their potatoes first and then add the butter. I say add your butter, let all the steam and everything do the work to melt that butter, and then mash your potatoes, and I always find it way easier. Alright. A little bit. Oh, this one's not open yet. Right. A little bit of milk in here. Right now, I probably just added, an eighth of a cup, I guess. Not too much at first. Definitely never too much. But what I'm going to try to do is get that potato breakdown to start. Now what I do, I should explain a little, I guess. When I'm mashing potatoes, the kind of masher I have is cleared. You can see, you get the wiggle kind. If you've got the wiggly kind like this, mash with that edge, always trying to face you in. So now what I'm trying to do, like this. Now you don't need to do that with this kind, because it mashes equally from all sides. But what I do is I come down against the side of the pot into the middle, and I do that back and forth to one side. So it's like a little conveyor belt that turns it around. And then I'll do it to the other side. And then back again to the back side. And then if you turn everything and you do it again, and that's how you're going to get a good, really good whip. Okay, now you can, there's no lumps or anything in that. It didn't take that long. Now, if you add yourself a little bit of water, just a bit in here more, doesn't take very much, and you take your mashed potato, you actually just go like this. Like that. Now you're going to see it cleans out your mashed potato a lot more. Rinse this and wash your mashed potato thing right away. Alright. Now, I'm going to pat this on the bottom to get them all nice and equally in there. That's how I do it myself. It is hot, I wouldn't keep my hand there. But now I'm just going to leave this on the back burner now. And that is literally going to stay warm because of the oven part. These, like I say, that doesn't have a thick bottom. That's just got a regular copper bottom. This actually has a thicker bottom to it. I'm going to move it over to this because there's still a little bit of warmth there. Okay. Take this. Turn it, and you're going to literally see this is starting to really look like a gravy right now. You can almost start to mash the onions to nothing and everything. It's literally all turned to, it's really, really nice and thick right now. This you would think is a gravy. It's not even ready yet. Now, I'm going to grab the chicken again. Ooh, some steam coming out of there. Okay, so now you can really see that nice color. Guaranteed you can see that up in the top corner, up in the top edge right there. You see that nice red? See how there's a nice red color? So now we're going to get the juice to roll down and around in it. You might want to add just a dash of water. Sprinkle it over your chicken so it takes the flavors down. And then just go around again. Alright. Now, you grab it and cover it all over again. Okay, any excess, put right into this pan. Alright. Breast to the back again, and then putting the skin side up. Alright. Now, all I'm going to do is add about a teaspoon of soy sauce to this. In fact, what I'm going to do real quick is add a little water to it first. Alright. A little on this one. Make it easier on myself. Alright. Nice. That's going to work a lot better. Yeah, so we just have about a teaspoon of soy sauce. Not very much. You're just doing it for some color. It's just going to add more brown to it. If you've ever looked at soy sauce, it even has a little reddish brown. Alright, so that's going to turn this more to like closer to a chestnut brown. Closer to, not exactly. There'll still be a lot of red in it, but alright. Oh, that is a smell you won't forget. Definitely a smell you won't forget. We can put the milk away. Alright. So what I'm going to do here soon is add my thickening agents shortly and expand this, and also expand the sauce to more. Okay, so now I'm just gonna sprinkle a little salt because I already know it needs a little more. But I'm not. That's not even an eighth of a teaspoon, and a little more pepper, probably close to a quarter teaspoon more pepper. But that's just because I like it more peppery, and it might even need a little more salt than that before I'm done. But I just seasoned. I know I need a little more already, so process here done. Alright, now I'm going to dump out and only keep about 2-3 tablespoons of water. Alright, there. I'm going to put about a teaspoon and a half, flour. That's about a teaspoon. Yeah, it's about a teaspoon and 3/4 there. Just over half. Well, maybe it's half, but it's pretty close to a little over. Okay, now as soon as you pour this in, you could, if you have another little thing for water, go ahead. But I'm just going to reuse, I'm not going to dirty multiple things. You can pour this in and grab more water, like you can put quite a bit more, and do it rather quickly. So like this. and add just a little like that. You just don't want it too thick. If you walk away from it for 15 seconds, 10 seconds, and you're going to have a mistake. So it literally has to be that quick. Now, here, pretty much, a little more here. Now I could have used that water and just put it in, and I'm sure I would have had enough. But to show you properly, you just want a little bit, and you put it in, and then you add your water to it. Alright, so now, it's not really hot to do if you don't stick your finger in there very long, but just put a little on, and give it a taste. You'll see if you need to adjust it. I know my pepper is perfect. I sense I need just a dash more soy sauce. And I literally mean not even an eighth of a teaspoon. It just needs, because remember, this is only really gravy for two here. You know, I like a lot of gravy myself, but it's because I make a lot of potato for myself. Okay. Now you can shut this right off. You've got your sauce is essentially ready. There we go. Okay, I'm going to add just a dash more water because I know it's going to continue thickening or, evaporating a little more until my chicken's ready. Now's where I'm going to get some peas, and I'm going to put peas in here. You could put them in before if you had wanted. They wouldn't hold as much of their green color, so as nice as they will if you put it in a little later. So anyways, I'm going to roughly be putting in about a good serving for one person, but it's going to be divided by two. About a serving for one person in there. So I put about, I don't know, half a cup of peas. Alright, now you just let this sit here. We're going to be reheating this sauce again, so don't worry about any of this. It's going to be coming back on. But we just need this sauce to actually let the flour basically cook into itself properly. You don't want to just add flour to something and then serve it. You want to let it have some time to sit there. Because flour, it's a molecule that needs to be penetrated, and it's also a molecule that ends up binding and stretching with its others around. This is what will give it its niceness here. So anyways, frozen peas help kind of cool things down a little. The pan is still very hot and everything, so. Alright. Alright, now I'm going to take the chicken out of the oven again. Oh, I see the skin actually bubbling, which is a very good thing. I'm going to pour a little water again just over the chicken. I should show it when I do that, I guess. Just a bit. Ooh, a lot of nice color again into the bottom. I guess I'll show that too. You can hear it. Alright. Oh, that's a nice chicken. Now, chicken is one of those things you always want to make sure is cooked. Always want to make sure it's cooked. So I will be opening my chicken when I go to eat it to guarantee it before I actually serve it to myself. But I'm pouring this hot juice I have back down into that hole that I made, and I keep sticking my spoon down in there because that's how you're going to get the backside of the chicken cooked quicker. Right, but not drying it out, like putting holes in it. Anyways, and now pour out the rest of your juice in here. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is flip it again. And again, bottom side up, breast side to the back. Putting it in there. I'm going to pull out my potatoes, which are almost getting really close to getting done here. Okay. This is good enough. I'll just use this fork. Alright. So, mostly done. There's a few that'll be maybe a little softer. If you want to pick them out and just cook them a little longer, you can. I don't mind having a few softies in here every now and then. But this is pretty much done. I'll just pull one out. You can see some of them, ooh, they're hot. I'm going to actually put that on the ceramic counter too. But you can actually see that some of them actually bubble up like this. See? So you can clearly, the steam just came out of that bubble. Anyways, you can see, you know, they're still really thin and just a little salt. Now, if you want, right now, sprinkle a little vinegar on them, throw them back in the oven for another little, you know, couple minutes, just to essentially let the vinegar evaporate, but for the flavor to stay. And you can add a little more salt if you want right then too. That'll help the flavors all bind. But those are ready. You got a snack for later in the evening. You know, like I say, if you have a sour cream and onion dip, you'll never know the difference with a potato chip to that. I think they're delicious, and like I say, that, you know, if you really think about it, I just made potato servings for 2 people, and I would say, you know, if you know the serving size of a potato, I think it's what, 50 grams is a serving for potato chips. I bet you there's probably 3-4 servings of potato chips here. So that's because they're so long, you know, and they're not little single tiny little chips there. So I'm gonna make sure to break this up a little more. Make sure you got no little, because I got frozen peas. All right, mix this all nice up. Now you're gonna see the gravy will kind of have like a little wrinkly top. If you were to use cornstarch, this will turn like jelly. I don't know if you ever seen gravy made with cornstarch. It turns into like a jelly. Oh, making a mess over there, you? What are you doing? Oh yeah. Anyways, yeah. So you just you're gonna. You don't want this to be, I don't like jelly, especially when I go to reheat it. It's really unappealing to look at it reheated. That, you know, I don't want to do something like that. So that's why I use flour. Also, to my knowledge, I don't know what nutrition cornstarch actually holds for a person. At least I know there's a little nutrition in flour, you know, but I don't actually know what's in cornstarch to be able to say that I prefer to use it. You know, you need a lot less of it. All right. The chicken is going to be another little bit. See what you guys do over here. Come on, get out of here. Come on, go. What you doing? What you doing? You didn't make a mess? Oh, that's what you did. I see. You don't be doing that stuff, Loonies. Why do you do that? Cat's causing problems over here. I have to scurry them away. All right. So, pull out this chicken again. I bet you it's you can just hear it bubbling away in here. Okay, I'm going to flip it to the back side or front side one more time now. And I'm actually going to take my knife, try to remove the chicken best I can from its bone. Now there's also if you know chicken, there's a piece of cartilage in there that'll run along too. So, now, you don't have to be perfect at this, but what I tend to try to do is pry from the fork away. There. And curve bone out. Okay, so really, you just saw me right there. Take this bone, right out. Very, very. There's not even a mouth, not even I say a mouthful, like I mean a fork full of meat. You know, so little. Oh, little hair in my throat there. Anyways, yeah, there's not even a piece. There's the chicken breast itself right there, no bone. There's sometimes a little, well, I don't want to call it fat, but a little piece of the skin that doesn't cook very well over here. I'll flip open the chicken, make sure she cut it right in half. Show the inside of this chicken in the middle. Anyways, you can see steamy, I can see the moisture just crawling in it. Anyways, there's no pink skin there or anything like that. Ain't nothing bad there, right up through the center. Okay, to explain, some people don't know, the dark part of the skin, yeah, it's not like fat or blood or anything like that. That's where the bone, you can see right here, that's where the bone was connected. See the bone right here? So it was connected right like that. So you can see the bone coloring right there. Now that has a lot of flavor. That's the kind of stuff you actually want to cook off it when you're boiling. So you're going to take this, and you can take your skin. You can take that, and you can take your skin, and you can make a really delicious broth with that. I'm going to just plate this so it looks nice real quick. Wash my hand real quick. Yeah. All right. Plating here. A couple big spoons. All right. So, I'm going to put on the mashed potatoes. Now you can see that they're not droopy or anything like that. You know, pack them down to see it. Good thick mashed potato. Okay, no lumps at all. Okay, now like I say, I'll come back probably just helpings for mashed potatoes more. So I like to do, and I know children especially, is you go like this. There we go. Now is where I add chicken pea gravy. Alright, there. Now we're going to put some carrots in. Alright, some carrots. Alright. Oh, on the side there. Alright, some carrots. Alright, no, don't want that spoon to fall in there. Alright, carrots like that. This here, got the nice chicken breast. Set that to the side here like that. There. And we'll move that real quick so I don't see it. And show nice. There we go. So anyway, maybe just turn the dash over here more. See a nice nice plate here. Anyways, you got the peas there, you know, with the mashed potatoes on the top. Nice carrots. Nice chicken, really nice, juicy. Okay, the bone's been taken out, the skin's still on. Now for me to do my little taste sample here, I want my knife and a big fork. Yeah. So I already know I'm gonna love it. So we'll just peel off the skin here. So give a little skin peeling here. Yeah, I know you smell the chicken too. You can have a little piece in a bit. Alright, so now I don't need the skin. Alright, I'll cook the skin. I'm going to grab a little piece here. Right, just a little bite. And alright, you can see a really nice piece of chicken. Perfectly salted. Like I say, I don't put nothing on my carrots because I like carrots the way they are. Now and then I'll dip them in my mashed potatoes, right? You know, I can actually do that, but very sweet. They just add, because they're so sweet, they just add a difference. And you can just go like that if you want. A little gravy on them. How about we try some mashed potatoes and pea gravy here? Wow. That's just. Anyways, I'm going to be cutting this for myself. Take the chicken tenderloin out too. But that's going to be for another meal later. Alright. Alright, no piece of skin still there. Yeah, I see it. Alright, well, hope you, alright, now you can see more or less of what I'll, that's more or less of the little piece of chicken that I'm going to eat right there. You can see it's just a little piece of chicken. That's all I really, I can barely even see it from there. Anyways, I'm just going to eat that little piece there. It's probably about, 2.5 ounces, maybe up to 3 ounces. That's all I need for myself, and like I say, I'll maybe make a video to show what I can do with the leftover chicken, how I cook it. Anyways, hope you like this. Any comments or anything, please let me know. I hope this was super simple to have a nice roasted quick chicken, mashed potatoes, chicken pea gravy, and some carrots. I hope you enjoy it. All right.